If you need to listen to multiplying one more time, go ahead and watch the whole video. But if you were in class for the multiplying part, go ahead and skip to the dividing part, and I'll put the timestamp on that on the instructions on Google Classroom. When you're multiplying fractions or dividing fractions, all of them have to be in fraction form. So you have to take these mixed numbers and change them to fraction form. So to do that, you multiply the whole number, which in this case is 1, by the denominator to find how many parts there are in the whole number. And then you add that to the parts that are in the numerator. So you have 1 times 3, total number of parts in the whole, plus the 2 extras. So that's going to give you 5. And then you go back to the denominator to talk about what kind of parts you have. So 1 2/3 is the same thing as 5/3. Multiplying fractions, once again, you need to change that mixed number to a fraction. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5/3. And then we're going to multiply, we've done that. We're going to change we're going to multiply the numerator by the numerator and the denominator times the denominator and simplify. So 5 times 1 is 5, and 3 times 5 is 15. And then we can simplify it. And simplifying fractions just means dividing out a common factor. In this case, they both have a common factor of 5. So we're going to divide 5 divided by 5 is 1. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. So 5/15 and 1/3 are equivalent fractions, or equal to one another. 1/3 is considered the most simple version. Now in the past one, I did the multiplying and then simplified. I'm going to show you really quickly how you can simplify ahead of time. So this is like one big problem, right? So we can think of it as 5 divided by 5 is 1, and then all we have left is the 1/3. So you can do it that way as well, your choice. So we're going to go ahead and you've already done, you should stop and do these and then check against mine. So the first set is 3/8 times 1/3, and I'm going to simplify ahead of time. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and so all I have is 1/8. Here we have to change the mixed number to a fraction. We have 1 times 8 is 8, 9, 10, 11 eighths, times 1/3. Nothing to simplify, so I'm just going to multiply 11 times 1, which is 11, and 8 times 3, which is 24. And the last one, 1 3/8 is 11/8. 2 2/3 is 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. That's 8/3. Multiplying first, I get 8 times 11 is 88. And 8 times 3 is 24. And then I need to look for a common factor. In this case, I've got a common factor of 8. So 8 divided by 8 is 11. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So 11/3 is the simplified answer. I could have also done up here, I could have said 8 divided by 8 is 1, so all I have left is 11/3. Your choice. Dividing fractions. We need some reciprocals when we divide fractions. Since dividing is the opposite or the inverse of multiplying, dividing fractions involves multiplying by the inverse of the second fraction. So first we need to know what a reciprocal is. So the inverse of a fraction is its reciprocal. And the definition mathematically is that a number times its reciprocal is equal to 1. So I'm going to blow this one up. If I take 1/5 and I multiply it by 5 over 1, it's reciprocal. I get 1 times 5 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. When I simplify that, I get 1. So 5 over 1 and 1 over 5, 1/5 and 5 wholes are reciprocals. So let's practice that. What would the reciprocal have to be for 2/7 for it to multiply to equal to 1? Well, it's going to be 7 halves because 2 times 7 is 14, 7 times 2 is 14, and that simplifies to 1. Okay? When you have a mixed number, always when you're dealing with multiplication and division, you're going to go ahead and change that to the fraction version. 2 times 8 is 16 plus 1 is 17/8. So to find the reciprocal, we're going to find the number, and it's just the numerator and denominator flipped. 8/17 is going to be the reciprocal for 17/18, because 17 times 8 is the same thing as 8 times 17. I'm not going to do the math on that one, but you know what I'm talking about. So reciprocal is generally flip it over. So it's 7/10. The reciprocal would be 10/7, but you always got to remember to change any mixed number to a fraction first. Dividing fractions is one more step other than multiplying fractions. And so you're going to change the mixed number to a fraction first, same as the old. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12/5. And then this is the next step. We're going to find that reciprocal for 1/5, which we found earlier, which is 5/1. Here's my reciprocal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my original number, 2 2/5, which I've written, and then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of the second number. So I'm going to multiply by 5/1. So dividing is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So once again, I can multiply this out. 12 times 5 is 60. 5 times 1 is 5. And that works out to be dividing by a common factor of 5. 60 divided by 5 is 12, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. You could have also simplified it ahead of time. 5 divided by 5, and you get 12/1. I like this method better because it seems to be a little less math, but you do what you want to do. I'd like you to stop the video and do these 3 on your own, and then come back and check yourself, please. Okay, so I'm going to blow this up so it's easier to see. I have, first, I'm going to go ahead and find the reciprocal of 1/3, which is 3/1. And I'm going to go and rewrite the division as multiplication by that reciprocal. So 3/8 times 3/1 is 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 1 is 8. We got to write the second one. We're going to have to take the mixed number and change it to a fraction. 8 times 1 is 8. 9, 10, 11 eighths. And then once again, we know the reciprocal of this is 3/1. So we're going to multiply 11/8 by 3/1. Multiply across. 11 times 3 is 33. 8 times 1 is 8. Nothing to simplify here. Nothing to simplify here. Like, for example, 9/8, there's no number you can divide into both of them. 33, no number you can divide into both of them. Let's see about this last one. We know that 1 3/8 is 11/8. And 2 2/3, I'm going to go ahead and first 2 2/3. 2 times 3 is 6, 7 8/3. Its reciprocal is going to be 3/8. And so we're going to go ahead and multiply by 3/8. 11 times 3 is 33, and 8 times 8 is 64. So the key skills, the key tiny skills, is to be able to take a mixed number to a fraction, the ability to simplify. 25/5, for example, they have a common factor of 5, so you're going to divide those out, and you get 5/1. The ability to find a reciprocal. 7/5 times what is going to give you 1, so that reciprocal would be 5/7. Those are all the small skills that get in the way, and then of course multiplying across, and there you go.